So hello, welcome to the Donny Chaingang. Bit of a rush job in belting down past Doncaster, oddly enough, on our way into the studios. This time yesterday we were just landing at the tunnel from France. It has been absolutely manic. So we're here. Hi Pip, we are back. We're here. Miss Cookie, no I wasn't filling up the coffee mug. I was literally sprinting in through the door. I think I've broken it. I came in that fast. So, we're here on the Downing Cycling YouTube channel. We're here on the Full Speed Events YouTube channel and on the Facebook page for the Donny Chaingang. Now, we are going to be bringing you all of the action. When I say we, it is yours truly in the studio today. No Emma, I'm afraid, for everybody. Emma busy. Doing some recovery, getting some planning in, doing a little bit of things behind the scene because we are back from France. We're in the Full Speed Events cave once again, under the ground. Bit of a rush in, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to give it our full attention because we are, of course, going to be starting the ride very shortly here on Nonna's March, and we'll run through the details of our riders, the route, and let's get everybody underway first of all. So let's kick off with the map of where we're going. We're going to Sand and Sequoias, a staple of both the Chaingang and the WOW DCG, an absolutely cracking route, 2.5k of warm-up from the Pens to the Fuego Flats Rock Arch. We do 2 laps. And remember, of course, we start out under the control of our yellow beacon. Once we keep on going, then we will be into our second lap. We finish at 42.6k, and at some point there will be a go, go, go. At that point, there are no speed limits. Stay round yellow until the go, go, go. It is that simple. Once that happens, there are no limits. You can go as fast or as slow as you want, guys. Total elevation today is 204 meters, and remember, we finish at the Rock Arch. Now, this is a fairly complicated route, but essentially, if you can break it down into 2 halves, and we've done that with our Velo Viewer graphic here, you can see that we have our flat desert section. Now, what we've done is we've spun this through almost 180 degrees. So we start on the top corner at the 22 meter mark, about 1.5%. We head out basically around this in a clockwise direction. The first half is pancake flat with very little height gain. Then we go up into the Titans Grove area to go out and around the top. We drop back down again and in. The tricky bit is taking a group up the climb of Titans together. And that's where the group has to work together. But, of course, we know that the WOW DCG is exemplary at that. Our yellow beacon tonight is the one and only Joe Blackburn. So Joe has the yellow beacon above her head. Joe, as you can see, absolutely ace at going uphill, but is also the rider to beat. Will she be able to take that in yellow? If once Joe gives the go, 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 you don't stay with it. Don't forget, of course, you have the assistance of John Lee, who is going to be our red beacon. Joe, a very experienced rider. So the rider's about to make the way out from the start pens and head out on to the course. Remember, the key here is to stay around that yellow beacon. That is the key point in the ride. So our riders just making their way out from the pens. Let's jump in with those riders here on the DCG. You can see the guys just heading out. And remember, of course, stay round yellow is key until that point where Joe gives the 3 Gs, the 3 Os, not necessarily in that order. So our riders away. Let's jump in on the ride. Let's get in with our riders. And I think we're going to jump in with Annika of the Coalition team. So Annika will no doubt be aiming to jump in to the bus, get some assistance, I suspect, from Holly, who is here on the ride as well. So Holly, teammate of Annika, just sitting with it. Now, this is where it's key to get some assistance to get our riders into that group pretty quickly. We don't want to lose the ground. Remember, the group rolling at about 2 watts per kilo on the front will mean that Annika at 1.7 will be in there. So, yeah, very important to have a teammate. Lots of thumbs raining down on Annika and on Holly at the moment as they make their way in. Looks like our red beacon, Jolie, just dropping back, but may need a little bit of assistance to help the gang along into the gang. So may well be the case that we're going to get a little bit of a rollback from the front to the back of the group. So this is all about making sure you stay on the wheel and get yourselves in. So Miss Cookie says the episode 2 is behaving and watching from the sofa. Not sure who you might mean. We will no doubt find out. So our riders up and away. Joe Lee, our red beacon for the night. As you can see, Joe with the beacon up over her head, and Joe is going to be the key coming through. Now, Miss Cookie said, oh, Rooster, of course, his teammate as well. Now, Joe Blackburn saying, what is everyone going to do in 2 Wednesdays' time? I know. I'm going to have dinner at sometime before midnight. I'm going to spend the afternoon going riding my bike. No, I don't. Of course, I'm not. I've got some more other things to do. Tracy from the DCG is going to say this. Nicholson, out in real life Chaingang. There you go. Did I say that it's from Nickelodeon, of course, from the Tactic team. Tactic team, if you have not noticed, have currently got a poll going on social media. I urge you to go on there and vote with your heart, not necessarily your head. It probably says get stuff, Matt. Out there, because the team, Nicola on here, is going to be on here. In real life, MTB rides, yep, that's going to be on a lot of people's plans, getting out in the sunshine. Don't forget, of course, we've got some plans to bring everybody together on a full speed events week out or weekend out in the fantastic rest of France. So, I'm loving the conversation going between Holly and Annika here about what you need to do now. Stay in the wheels, get the shelter, don't move anywhere, stay in the group, absolutely critical on the way through. Really is key, and looking good at the moment, this group. Let's just get our helicopter up above. So we are on our run in. In fact, I'm going to go take a little bit of a sneaky view because we are going to go down the side of our riders. This is our run into the finish. So we come out, the rock arch is coming. You can see on the top right-hand side of your screen. So if you're looking at your screen, top left-hand side, rider details, watts, revs, heart rates. Right-hand side, top right-hand side, you can see the map view, 3D view at the moment, which gives us that archway coming up. The rock archway that is in the distance here, this is our start-finish line officially. So this gives us 2 full laps. 2 full laps when we hit the line underneath this rock arch. 2 laps to go at the line as we make our way in. So 2 laps to go for our riders on the way in to the line at the moment. And you can see our riders making the way in over the line. So 2 laps to go, 2 full laps to go for our riders. Key point, that is the start-finish line. So we have 2 laps at the moment. This group working together nicely. Remember, key here is to stay in and around. As Holly says, stay around the yellow until you see the 2 magic words. Yeah, Emma Gillett, it is the rock arch. Get it right this time. Really important to make sure you get the right one on the way through. Now, let's take a little bit of a look of who we've got in here. Oh, good to got Joe Munden back in the gang once again. Joe, fast finisher, great rider, great mountain bike rider. Looks like Helen Backhouse in here. Helen, I think, is the Aeonian team rider in here. So Helen tucked in with the group at the moment. Looking good. Got a few of our new riders in as well. So the riders are looking good. Let's just keep a check on them with our helicopter for a So it looks like we're already on the snacks and supply stage in the ride at the moment. Holly from Coalition says she'll eat the burrito. I'll tell you something. I've eaten all the cake already. We didn't last to 20 minutes for cake. It's happened like almost instantly. So let's take another little bit of a check-in and through. I'm trying to jump on to our yellow beacon. It won't be long before we get there. We will make it to Joe. So Joe Blackburn, the amazing Joe Blackburn, ever talented Joe Blackburn in the yellow jersey. Nice colour coordination by our yellow beacon today. Joe Blackburn, who else has booked their flight? Stay at France with Joe. Man, you're more than welcome. If you know when it is, he's doing better than me because I haven't been party to this information. That's only coming out from Emma. Although Miss Cookie is coming out, she's going to be our first visitor, non-family visitor, on the way through. Don't forget, guys, we're going to be out there. The full speed events riding will be enforced. It's going to be limited places on this one, year one, but it's going to continue. Joe Munden forgetting to listen. Where is the end? The rock arch. He went through a little bit further back. Senator McKay, careful what you wish for, Lord. We are all coming. Well, actually, funny you should say that. Joe Blackburn, I have my sources. I love it. Yeah, it's probably Emma. Foxy, I wish off to Norfolk tomorrow, though. Yeah, great place, Norfolk. Where my dad got evacuated to, where my grandparents lived. And there's still family out in Norfolk. And, of course, have to say, there is the tourist location that is 1080 in Norwich. 1080, one of the key supporters of the DCG gang. So the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. So along with Nonnas, who are our supporters this month, with Veloskin, with Gritty, OT and Continental, the team from 1080, Ian Taylor, have been absolutely amazing. So the guys at 1080 are based in Norwich. Ian is there. They have the best selection now, one of the top quality kit in there. Miss Cookie got a lovely 1080 delivery today. There you go. Miss Cookie with more sets of shades than she has colours of ink as she heads out. Get your passport sorted early. There could be a striker definitely on. Interested to get that insider info. So yes, 1080, key place to visit if you're going to Norfolk. Go see Ian and the gang. Actually, Miss Cookie has one pair. Treated the boy. Don't be doing that. Don't be going and spoiling them. I don't know. So if you want everything from a set of Holbrooks through to a set of new frog skins to look super cool, off the bike, or you're going to go for a new pair of shades on the bike and some new stuff landing. Don't forget, of course, you can get custom ones and then you can have it written on it whatever you want. I like cake. Matt's slower as, or Matt should not get the jersey that's on the tactic voting at the moment. We'll be all over social media on that in a bit. We will see. So they're going underway. Joe Blackburn leading them in through the Oasis. This is one of those key parts of the ride where we always know it's about halfway through the desert when you come in here. You get a little sight of the sky, you get a little bit of water out to the side, and going to be heading in. Is Matt from Norwich? No, I'm not. My dad was evacuated to the side of Norwich, and my dad and granddad actually lived in a small place called Heatherset, which is right next to where we've done some rounds of the National Mountain Bike. Yeah, mountain biking in Norwich. Amazing. So yes, I know it very well, but no, not from Norwich itself. From Yorkshire. Up, I'm from Leeds. I could do the proper Leeds accent, and it comes out every now and then, but rarely, because if I do right Leeds accent, then I sound right slower when I'm talking on commentary, and I can't get enough words out. great to see lots of our regulars on here, as well as plenty of new riders as well. So lots of variety out on the gang today. Great to see that we've got Annika holding in with the gang nicely here at the moment. I'm just going to take a little bit of a check. We're going to try and pull up some proper names, you know, like posh ones, like full names for people. Not always possible, I have to admit, but we're going to do our best. Like me mum and dad used to say, you can only do your best, Matt. Yeah, I wasn't always good enough, to be honest. So you can see Claire Crabtree back with the gang. Once again, another of our regular riders on the Chaingang in here. So Holly from Coalition needs to share some news. Tell us, Holly, did you win the lottery and you're going to buy us all a nice new brand new spanking bike? Is that what you're going to share? They won the ZRL last night by 58 seconds. Congratulations, Holly. Brilliant news. That is absolutely amazing. Nice work, Holly. Might actually manage to get to Holly if you try hard enough. That is great going. I hope in your acceptance speeches you credited the Chaingang with at least some of the credit for that. Honest Gov. Whether we need it, whether we were due it or not is another matter. But you know, let's have a look. There we go. Oh, of course. Thank you very much. So, look at this. See this helmet? As worn by Holly from Coalition. That says ZRL on the side. I'll try and get a zoom in a picture of it somewhere. One side or other on the front. There we go. That means ZRL rider. ZRL winner. Well done, Coalition Squad. Fantastic. There you go. It's first on turbo always. So fantastic stuff. Well done to the Coalition gang, and thank you, Holly, for bringing a teammate on tonight in the ship of Annika. So Annika continuing to push on. Good to see we've got our Canadian rider. That is going to be Angela Webster. Angela, a full-on key mountain biker, as well as Zwift rider. Doing a great job. Tucked in here once again. Lindsay Clark back with us as well. Lindsay, I think, Lindsay, you may be a Norton Wheeler, but I'm going to have a double check. No, Fenlon Clarion. I was going to say. It's just the orange jersey on your profile picture. So Lindsay Clark, another of our regular riders in here. Good to see we've got Vicky Jones in here. It looks like Joe Clark. Just having a little check. Got Tracy Seeley, the Terminator 2.0. Tracy, of course, regular rider. Tracy, were you on the Chaingang last night? Silly question, really. On the Glasgow crit, we unfortunately couldn't make it back in time. Fast as I drove up the A1, there was no getting back in time for the show. There's no way there's the timings we're going to make it back. So, Tracy, tell us what you think. Was it good? Was it a good course? Was it brutal? Did you not ride? That'll be like a first. Good. Hey, yes, she was. Fantastic. Was it a good circuit, Tracy? That's what we want to know. Miss Cookie said she heard it was Indy who was driving. Maybe. He might have been driving through the tunnel, which is why he's nearly broken the gearbox. He's not very good on his clutch control. That's all I'm going to say. You never know. If I was really clever, I'll be able to put the picture up on the coverage. But I'm not that clever normally. But you never know. It might happen one of these days. I suspect it probably went onto the stories rather than into a decent post. So odds are you have to go onto Emma's Instagram feed to find it. because it doesn't look like it's made it onto the big screen. But yes, India has got a habit of going in the front. Right, here you go, heading in and through the wonders of the desert, coming in through the Vegas strip part of town, making our way in. So if you remember all of that flat section on the Velo Viewer profile, then you'll know as we continue round. Our riders will make the way, and they'll soon be hitting the climb that goes up and into Titan's Grove. Very twisty, very, very tight circuit. Very tough stuff. Twisty nasty kicker with no set kicker 15 times low, yeah. Finished 28th of 97. Good riding by Tracy. Well done. Fantastic stuff. Tracy, super fast rider, super strong rider. Let's just take a little bit of a roll back. We're just taking a little bit of a check. It looks like just a little bit of a run on to the back. It's going to be Sarah Bullfield, who is just tucked in, coming through the red beacon, just making sure to bring everyone in. Joe Blackburn checking that everybody's okay. But of course we are in there. Look at that. No problems at all. For Sarah coming through, just jumping in with Holly in here. Just going to have a double check. I think we've only got one set of Gilberts on tonight. I'll have a double check on the way through. So, you know, electric spirit kit in here. So, Becky Porter James tucked in nicely in here. Becky, another of our regulars on the gang. Great to see Becky in here. Yeah. Feel free to use your ghost up early. So yes, you use pressure power to use it or to bid it. So here we go, up on to the climb, in with Nicola Soden here from the Tactic Race team. I got a teammate, Laura Chisholm, alongside. Pictures from their team launch, you can find them on social media. That's the Tactic Race team, the women's race team. I'm loving it. Annika's fitting in already. She's got the ghost and gone, boo. Fantastic. That's exactly what we want to see. People who have a sense of humour as well. So this rise, 2% at the moment as we start to make up the climb and making the way. Just a little bit of a split forming at the bus area. So we'll see if this is the first of those splits. So one split in this group. Just going to take a little bit of a look. It looks like Karen Torquist just dropping off the back. Not sure if Karen in need of assistance. So big goal coming out from Joe. Keep it together, no more than 2 watts kilo. It certainly does. Everybody will have it. So Jolie just saying push to be at the back. If you get onto the back, you will find yourselves with some assistance. So come on, Annika, squeeze the uphill section. So Annika, if you're watching the live stream, welcome to the Chaingang. Loads and loads of tips. Remember, squeeze on the uphill sections, ease on those once you are into the downhill only. You're doing a great job at the moment, Annika, which is fantastic. So the call to go give some assistance and make sure that the group keep together. Annika says she's Dutch, doesn't have the DNA for hills. That is strictly not true, Annika. I promise you. I have met some very good Dutch climbers who have been able to ride hills very, very well. I must admit, they are the exception. Yeah, imagine it's just the wind. That is a good description. So at the moment, Karen distance from the group, and I think Karen just at the moment out of the saddle here. Got a serious bit of kit there, so an experienced rider here. Karen, squeeze onto the group. If you're going to be pushing on these hills, it'll get you in with that pack. Jolie just patrolling the back of the group at the moment. But I think, Kay, if our yellow beacon is listening, Joe, might be worth a reminder that you can jump out and jump back in up to 30 minutes with a late start, and you will rejoin the group It's a great way to get back in the group if you've been distanced by more than about 10 seconds. So really important point to remember. If you do get distanced in those first half an hour, first 30 minutes, you can rejoin in by jumping in. So drop out and then jump back into the event. Really, really handy way of getting back in with the group. That late join is available. Looks like Rochelle Verhagen just joining us with that late join. So welcome, Rochelle. Just taking a look through some of our other newer riders in here as well. Apologies if we miss anybody out. Kathleen Schroeder in here, Esther DeLong in here as well. Birthdays don't recognise, or don't promise I recognise everybody. Looks like Beat Esperanza in here. Let's take a quick check. Beat tucked in nicely at the moment. So Beat in here, so just sitting nicely in with the group. Very difficult actual ride this one and route to keep it together because of the rolling nature. It's one of the toughest courses, and it is one of the reasons that it doesn't appear till later in the rides, because people need a bit of practice to get this right. Getting your pedal speed and your cadence modulation right here. It's really, really key. Now, if you want to race like Holly, winner of the ZRL Race League, then remember, it is really, really key to be able to ride not just at the front flat out, but to be able to ride with that group. Because if you can ride with a group and use the effort, then and gauge your effort, make sure that you use it where you need it. Being able to draft, being able to ride even the rollers really, really is key. So the world famous Holly Bergen, our example there, but of course the coalition race team all working together, and great to see such strong racing in our women's races, in our women's race teams. There's so many strong squads out there. Remember, of course, you've got the Aeonian squad, Izzy Torrey, who's going to be our leader, our Yellow Beacon next week, who is a tactic race team rider, is also race for Aeonian on the ZRL. We've got, of course, the teams out there who are riding really strongly, people like Coalition as well. And you've got lots of strong riders in there. So the call just coming in from our Yellow Beacon, just to make sure you stay in and around the group. You'll find that there's plenty of time. Yeah, we always say, if you think that you need to go off the front, you're probably not riding the Chaingang right. It will ramp up. It will get harder. You will find that your legs fall off towards the end. It just goes with the territory. So the gang looking good as they come up the climb at the moment. Just watching the back of this group and looking really, really good in here. These riders continuing to push onwards here. So good to see we've got Stelle Suster in here once again. Vicky Jones back in. Claire Jessup with us once again. These riders looking very, very strong. Joe just tucked in near the back of this group. Annika, keep squeezing. It's absolutely key. What you want is to make sure you sit on the wheels. That group will tow you along. Come on, Chloe. Chloe, one of our fast riders, we know, and Chloe more than capable of working with the group at the front. Holly from the Coalition Squad just dropping off the back. No doubt going to stretch her legs up to the front very shortly, but Chloe lace quickly onto the wheels of Joanne Lee. And this is definitely one of those tough courses that tests the riders really to the max, because we're still on this first section of climb at the moment. Good to see Fiona Booker on the ride. Fiona, of course, a podium rider at the weekend, riding in a duo on the Dirty Knocker 6-hour mountain bike race. Fiona Booker riding in a duo with Ammo Await, daughter of Maz Wait. Maz, of course, our red beacon regularly on the Chaingang as well. Our red beacon next week is going to be Miss Cookie. So Miss Cookie is going to be our red beacon, and it's going to be Izzy Torrey as our yellow beacon. And we are going to Crit City next week. So we're going to be going in and through. And next week, because it has been Nonna's month all month on the way through, and if you're a member of the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, you have had 20% discounts at Donner's all the way through March. Make sure you make the most of it. Dive in there. At the end of the month, we are also going to give away 5 sets of vouchers, 5 £50 vouchers to members of the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. They're the people who make the WoW DCG and DCG possible. So a big thank you to them. That'll be a random draw, and that's going to take place in this show. We're going to have 2 random draws on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, and 2 on Thursday, giving us 5 in total. And that's all going to happen next week. And you can catch up with that on the Facebook page, on the Donny Chaingang Facebook page, on the Downing Cycling and the Full Speed Event YouTube channels as well. Do you get to drink champagne like the last day of the Tour de France? Yes, we will be having a bottle down here in the studio. It will be happening to celebrate the end. Bring a game? No, it's not school. It's going to be quick. We're on Crick City. It's going to be mental. Miss Cookie Son is so much more than bubbly. Yeah, have you got the gin? Was it you who drank all the gin in the house whilst we weren't here? Holly's typing at the moment. Annika from Coalition Team in here as well. Looking good, these guys, and it's nicely together. This is an absolutely complete and utter what's it of a route. It's very, very good for breaking up and crumbling the groups apart. Occasionally it's a bit cheesy with its dinosaurs flopping and flying about, but you know, it's pretty cool. It's certainly one of my favourites. So key here, keep pushing, just keep riding in through the climbing sections here. We're fast approaching the top, and the key here is to be with the group all together at that stage. Just approaching 28 minutes of riding, 28 and a half means your last chance to jump back in again. If you do have a technical issue, it's a 30-minute late join on here, but great riding here by Annika and by Holly from Coalition, making the way in and through. We like newbies in and on board. This is a very sociable race, it has to be said. It's not technically a race, but it always does turn into one. That's just how it works. So the gang are nicely running up here. Just keep it all right. See who we think we are going to see coming in to the finish. Just keeping a check here. It looks like Rachel McBride on board in the classic jersey there. So good to have Rachel in with us as well. Rachel just tucked on to the wheels of Joe Lee. Joe just making sure that there's a tail off the back of that bunch for riders to jump on to. And then remember, as we get up to the top, if you are part of the front of the group, the key point to ease off as you go over the top is as soon as you get to the top. If you are a rider at the back of the group, key point is to push on as you get to the top, and it is coming pretty soon. You're going to see the rock arches coming up on the map. You can see them on our top right hand side of the screen. They are the key moments, key point. You're going to see them coming around the corner. So we do a right, we are going to do a left. It's got a little chicane. At that point, that is where it is key. So a really key. If you're on that back group now, time to squeeze if you can. So beat Esperanza, beat squeeze now. Now's the time to get in with that group. If you're on the front, now's the time to ease off. Looks like Beat is going to be just having to fight here. Come on. This is it. Come on, Beat. This is the push that you need. Going to need a little bit of assistance to squeeze on to that group. I think Karen is one truly distance to seeing a sub 2 watts per kilo, but this is the key moment. So anybody who's off the front on this descent will find themselves caught by the group. If you're not in the group, you will find yourselves distance. You've got to really squeeze on over the top. Beat just with a little bit of a fight on her hands now at the moment. You can just see these two rock piles at the side of the two cairns are the indicator that you are coming in. They're more a rock pile than a cairn, to be fair. So Beat on the way up and over. So it's new personal best over the top there. So great riding by Beat. Gets a new PB over the top. Rachel, squeeze into that group quick. You need to get on and get in super fast. So Jolie just working with Holly, I think, here to bring this group into the back. You can see the pace of the big group here. This is really key. The group aren't working hard, but what happens is you've got that downhill run. It's going to be really fast because the group comes in really, really quickly with that draft. They pick up speed, they pick up pace, and the gaps really do start to open. Now, let's see how everybody gets on that red beacon. Just drifting off, trying to get the group behind on to the gang here. Now, you can see that push is coming now. Rachel McBride and Beat Esperanza just distance off the back of that pack now. And this downhill really does fracture it out and break this group up if you're not careful. So a few more roller coasters on the way down yet, just riding in with Claire Jessup. We're just going to take a little bit of a roll back and just try and see where everybody is. Looks like Karen just about to make the summit of the climb. Looks like Beat at the moment just going to have one of those roller coasters on the way down. Just distanced here, doing 2.5 watts per kilo, but going to be in a fight to stay on. That's why it's so critical on this course. When you get to the top of the climb, to stay in the group makes a massive, massive difference to the riders. So Annika and the gang are coming back on. Great to see that drop back there. I'm sure that was Nicola Soden. I'm sure I've just seen dropping back to help riders. Thank you very much, Nicola. Much appreciated. Nicola of the team with what I might consider the best design kit jersey. Did I say that once already? Yeah, of course I did. The best designed jersey in the peloton makes a commentator's dream easier. Much easier to spot than the usual drabs colours, and great to see such distinctive kit coming in. So this is it. This is the rundown. There'll be a regroup, no doubt, as we get to the bottom and making the way in. It was indeed Nicola Sudden dropping back to go help the riders there a little bit further back. So the key here is to sit in with this group. So big long drop down in to this right hand turn, and you can tell the seasons are just starting to change on Zwift. More foliage at the side, more kit in here. The team making the way down. Looks like Karen on the descent now. Looks like Barbara Beat, sorry, also in that descent. Looks like Bullfield and Annika, so that is going to be Sarah Bullfield and Annika from the coalition at the moment. And then the riders just squeezing on here, guys. Keep pushing. This is a key moment on the way through. So could well be we're going to see the gang coming in together. So looks like the split is in, and I think the bus is that's proper Yorkshire bus. The bus is going to get formed. The bus driver, the bus driver, is going to be our red beacon. It's Jolie. Sure, I've said that at least twice already. Here's Joe. So Joe going to start collecting riders. In good company, got Miss Cookie for company as well. And there's quite a range of riders actually in there. We've got Annika, we've got Sarah Bullfield, we've got Beat Esperanza and Karen Tornquist. They are the riders who are now sat at the back of that pack on the way through. This is the leading group. On its way down, this is our yellow beacon group. You can see now starting to distance the red beacon. And we are 35 minutes in. This course, though, doing as predicted, splitting this group up pretty early. Now coming in towards the mud flats, in towards the lava fields, in towards the hot springs. As you can see in at the moment, as we ride in with Aeonian Rider, it's Helen Backhouse, the riders coming down in and through. Aeonian, of course, one of the key kits on Zwift, and they too have a in real life jersey and kit as worn by Emma, who is DS for them, as well as a regular rider and racer. And also the head honcho of the WoW DCG. I just get to talk about it lots. So here we go, coming up over this little bit of a rise. We're going to come down to the T-junction. Got Rave in here, the Rave jerseys in as well. Look at this, it's a absolutely cracking jersey. I do like the Team Rave jersey. Again, another really bright, really distinctive bit of kit. I like the arrows across the back as well. Pretty cool bit of kit, that. Good design, really important for your jersey. Means people watch, people pay attention, people know where you are out on the ride. So, Foxy from Rave, tucked in here. Now, let's take a look. The game, just squeezing on. So we have John Lee, we have Karen Schroeder, we have Sarah Bullfield, we have Annika, we have Beat Esperanza and the gang. So Holly's got back onto that main group. That main group at the front is all together. It's 16 seconds down to what is starting to form as the bus. Two riders chasing to get on here. And that is going to be Sarah, who is here, who is just working to get back in. Annika, Sarah, get yourselves in with that red beacon. Our red beacon, Joe, will be guiding you in and along the gap of a few seconds. Hopefully we'll be coming down pretty shortly. Get that gang together, get the group together. Yep, Annika and Sarah doing a really good job here. They are working really, really nicely together here to get themselves in. So they're going to string out to give the riders a chance. So just watching Annika here. So Jolie just dropping back a little bit. So Annika, Sarah, keep pushing. Sarah, keep going, keep in those wheels. Go on, Sarah, you can do this. Get in with that red beacon. I'm loving the shots. So go, Sarah. Everyone trying to get the group together. It looks like Sarah just distance there. There's lots of shouts going out for Sarah. I think Sarah, feeling those the chase back on there. So here we go in with the group. We're going to focus our eyes up front for a little bit. Emma Gilbertson, yeah, so far okay. It looks like Foxy and at the near the back of the group is Soden and McKay, all tucked in together here. Good riding there as they come back in. Miss Cookie popping the message up to Annika, who's made the junction there. Stay on the back of that group, Annika. Don't lose that group. That's your mission for the rest of this ride. Stay on there. You're already fast approaching halfway, which is some going on your first ride on the Donny Chaingang. As the saying goes, hashtag it ain't easy, it's the Donny Chaingang. All right, here we go, just riding in with Lindsay Clark. Clark tucked on the back here. Lindsay, thank you for wearing the same kit all the time. It makes my life much easier. Fenland Clarion rider there. Not sure if it wasn't a Fenland Clarion 100-mile time trial I once rode over that neck of the woods. Wouldn't surprise me. No. Right, let's keep a check. This group working well. Joe Blackburn keeping the group together. Not shed anybody for a little while, but I think that pressure is definitely starting to pile on at the moment. So it looks like it's winding up. You can see Pip Morn tucked nicely in here as well. So Yellow Beacon continuing to pull, and Holly just saying good job done by the riders in front. This is a great bus that's been formed here for riders in here. So we have got Kathleen Schroeder. So Kathleen in here. We've got Jolie, we've got Annika, and we've got Miss Cookie as well. Joe, of course, our red beacon, the bus driver. And they're currently on it 36 seconds down on this group. We're just in with Becky Porter-James at the moment. Becky tucked in to the back of that group as they come round. Remember, this is the run in. So with just over 1 lap to go, it will be 1 lap to go as we hit the archway. 1 lap to go at the archway. The coil has come to go up to 3 watts per kilo. This is going to see a few people getting shed if they were racing last night. So we see how deep everyone goes in. So this is the arch. This is your finish line. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go right here, right now. So it looks like Laura Cheeseman just set a new personal record through the Fuego Flat sprints there. Bet that gets quicker when we come round next time. Interesting mix of bikes today. It's just taking a great look on the way around. Claire Jessup, that's Claire Dunn. Thank you for joining us, Claire. Good to see you again. Claire, one of our regular riders. Calling it a day today. Well done, Claire. Fantastic stuff. So Claire jumping out, which means that we are going to do a little bit of Tinternet magic. And we are going to magically join our bus. There we go. Look at that. So joining the bus, and here we go. The riders in the leading group still all together. Less than 1 lap to go to the finish. That has got to be the message of the day from Becky Porter-James. I was trying to explain the DCG to my hairdresser earlier. That was an experience, lol. Yeah, I bet it was. Come on, Annika. Dig in deep time. Dig in deep time. Just sit with the wheels. Make sure that you hide in with those riders. Annika doing a great job today. Annika from the Netherlands. Joe Blackburn trying to explain to her mum. Yeah, there's some very interesting conversations to be had about trying to explain what you do, sitting on the hamster wheel at home, racing each other, but not racing each other. And to the point, Chubbo, just so we don't crash into each other. Well, technically, I guess you probably do. Well, your avatars do anyway. Although the new dynamics moves really well, the way they move out for each other. So our red group currently 47 seconds down on the back of this pack. I tell you something, Foxy's just sat just on the back here, just being very cool, calm and collected at the moment, just taking that draft. The pace being lifted by our beacon. So Joe Blackman giving the classic, hi mum. Hi Joe's mum. Don't know what Joe's mum's called. Your daughter is in yellow here, leading the group out. There you go, look. Hi Joe's mum. The entire world's going to now message hi Joe's mum. Joe, we need to know what your mum's name is because otherwise we can't really say it. It's just going to be hi Joe's mum. Joe at the front here, the yellow beacon setting the pace, driving the pack who are spread across the road. Hi Mummy Joe. There we go. Something different from Tracy Seeley. I do hope this. Her name is Mum. Yeah. That's like having a dog called Dog. Hi Pammy. Pammy. Welcome to the DCG. You count as one of our best supporters, obviously, and great to have you on board. So, and thank you very much for your work in Joe Blackburn, kind of instrumental in bringing her along, because she's kind of like one of our fastest riders, one of our great volunteers who make the gang work, and always comes up with a great line or two on that, and he's always helping other riders when she's not the beacon. So, thank you very much. Absolute credit. So. That's our hellos done for the day. Honest Gov. Personalised shout-outs available all as part of the coverage. Right, the riders on the way in and through. At the moment, just riding in with our yellow beacon. We're at 25 kilometres covered, 45 minutes into the ride. We're just coming in towards the only rise in the desert section. And that is the section into the oasis. So time to take on board the fluids that you need. That's kind of a reminder with the waterfalls that are out there. Make sure you're all fueled up and ready to go, because don't forget, of course, it won't be all that long. Well, maybe it is going to be all that long before the trigger is pulled by our yellow beacon. Who knows? We don't get to know on commentary. We just get to follow, just like you do. So it's a surprise for us, just like it's a surprise for our riders when it gets called. Claire Crabtree in here today. The tactic team sitting in here. They've got 3 riders in here today. Are they going to work over our yellow beacon, or can Joe Blackburn actually take this to the finish? Oof, ramps going up. The record for those people watching in terms of watts per kilo, so that's the amount of power per kilogram of our rider's weight, is for the trigger point, the 3G3Os, to be called at 4.5 watts per kilo. By which point, I don't think there was anybody's legs who weren't screaming. That is the absolute record. We've never seen that on any of the other rides. 4 is achievable, 4.5 very difficult, and you need a few people prepared to drive at that pace as well. So the yellow beacon group continuing to push up. The red beacon group doing a great job, continuing their route in and through. And the support is going in and on the way in through. I love the fact that Holly's saying, that's not a challenge, don't do it, Joe. Maybe it is. You don't know these things. A few twitchy legs now. Just seeing a few people. They can see Angela Webster sitting on the front there. 3 watts per kilo from Angela. I'll tell you something. Angela has been a regular in here. Might ramp to it to 8. Yeah, right. I'm loving Annika's go of. Yeah, just keep on going. Just keep pedaling. Just keep pedaling. Keep thinking circles when you're pedaling. Doing a great job. Oh, the supplies are here in true cycling style. I have brought to me by my domestique, aka the brains in the family. It is Freya on the supplies run. Thank you very much, Freya. With a proper coffee. There you go. It guarantees that with the moment I take a mouthful of this, that the trigger will be pulled and I'll spit it out all the way across the keyboard and the screens. Better not do that. It's not a good look on TV. So apparently this is to Emma Spec coffee. I was just checking with Freya, who is stood at the edge of the studio here. This is proper Emma Spec coffee. Is it Emma Spec coffee or Matt Spec coffee? It's Matt Spec coffee. Oh, in which case it's going to be amazing. The fact that I didn't have to run upstairs out of the studio to make it. One of the advantages of being a remote commentary is there. So, Chaingang at the moment we have 2 big groups. We've got our yellow big group and it's gone to 4 watts per kilo. That is harsh. Joe Blackburn's pushing it up. Come on, Joe, let's lead by example and all that. So, you know, no pressure or anything, but Joe should be on the front of this group. Oh, look, she is. Sitting at nearly 4 watts per kilo. Need a word, Justice Holly. Now, let's see. Nobody's braking. Nobody's snapped. There's no wheels that have gone here. It's not gone to pieces. This group is looking good at the moment. That is the best phrase ever. Think she's playing bingo. Great comment there on the way through. Let's put that helicopter up in the sky. Let's go try and get the helicopter up and rolling. Looking good. Just saying, blame Pammy. Maybe Pam's trying to tell you to keep up. Pammy, of course, is, for those who weren't here earlier, is Joe Blackburn's mum who watches. Hi, Pammy, again. Freya's saying waving hi as well at the other side of the studio. She's probably should. If I was smart, I'd be able to take a picture and actually put it on the screen. A bit like the one that was of indie driving that I also couldn't put on the screen. That's just like too much skill for me. Right. So let's see how the riders are rolling. Annika, come on, keep pushing, Annika. So we have got Annika down on this group. Come on, jump in with that group. Keep squeezing. And if you don't forget there are other riders out on the route you can find somebody behind. Now, Becky Porter-James has gone to Hurt Locker playlist. Loving this. 51 minutes in at the moment. Starting to see people like the regulars who are racing Backhouse now. Going up on the front. Good cadence there. 102 revs per minute with Helen Backhouse there, keeping the pressure on. This group is still not fractured. So heading into the Neon City. Going down. Oh, Joe's coming up with the Are We Ready? Holly, stop saying no. There's no such word as no. Are we steady? Are we ready? Are we steady from Joe Blackburn? Are we? Are we? Are you? And it's go, go, go. So the go, go, go has gone. We were ready, we were steady, and we are now go, go, go. We are good to go. It's green light. It is. The limiter is off. Now, who will come across the line first? Who is going to be distanced by this pace that is being put down really quickly here? So the go, go, go has gone. So come on, Esther, you've got to get yourself in here quick. This is where it's going to count. So Esther DeLange at the moment needs to start squeezing. Don't lose those wheels. Come on, Adele Suster. Just needs to keep the revs high. It's going to ease. It always does. Riders will kick and ease and kick and ease. This is that great training effect. This is where you get to the great race practice. The more you can squeeze, the quicker you get into that group. You've got a chance to stick in with it. Fiona Booker just in here, just taking a look back. So keep in hold of those wheels is absolutely key. Whether you're in the red beacon group or whether you're in the yellow beacon group, but the pressure is well and truly on. We're coming up to what is the turn on Tempest Fugit. More importantly for our riders, it's a clear indicator we are going to be heading in towards our Sand and Sequoia section here on the WOW DCG on Nonna's month here, the Nonna's Classic month. Great Trophy Alfredo Binder at the weekend. If you haven't seen it, watch it back. Find a way to watch it. Then it could well be on the GCN or the Discovery Plus networks where you can watch it back digitally. Great riding. Won't give you any spoilers if you haven't watched it, but please, please, please watch it. Brilliant riding, brilliant racing, and a moment that probably is going to be the start of a great rest of the Classics season for certainly one of the riders on the course. Great riding on that. Great riding here on the WOW DCG. Again, now we're on to the hills, and this is where we're going to find out who was doing some serious work last night, who is going to be feeling the pressure. If you do get distance, don't forget, Red Beacon Group is on its way. The bus is working its way around. We've got Beat and Karen on the road as well. So Esther, Adela, don't forget there are plenty of riders around you now. Becky Porter-James, come on, Becky. Big squeeze. I think the legs have just exploded faster than a badly proved loaf of bread on the way in and through. Becky Porter-James, of course, a master pastry chef. Now, into this section of climb. Just in with Pip Moore and Chloe Lace in here. Come on, Chloe, squeeze in. Don't let those gaps go. This is where you can lose touch very easily on the way in and through Sandra McKay at the moment. Sandra, was there too much having fun at the weekend by any chance? And the team launch, Sandra, of course, from the tactic squad here. Sandra on the way up. Come on. Let's see if you can push. This is the penultimate WOW DCG. Remember, we only have next week to go on the WOW DCG before we take a break for the summer. So it looks like Sandra going pop. Her teammate is up the road. Soden up the road at least. And the tactic team pushing the numbers up there now. Chloe Lace, Pitmore. Come on, guys. Squeeze now. The way to ride this is to squeeze as you come into the climb. If you're on the back, if you're on the front and you want to break people, squeeze over the top. But that's up to you guys. There are no rules now. It's all about ride how you want into the finish. Joe Munden takes it up. The Cryo RDT rider now moves up on to the front. The Toyota Cryo RDT squad with Joe Munden here leading them up on to this section of climb. Still plenty of distance up into towards Titans Grove proper. Quickly responding to that, it looks like Angela Webster. Foxy quickly up into the mix. Foxy moves up over onto the front. Munden right up in this mix, so just watching as they come through. I think that's going to be Nicola Soden there in the black going through. Looks like Holly from Coalition has remembered where her legs are, and they've woken back up again now. It's started to get the pressure on. Looks like another rider just starting to lose contact a little bit further back. We're just going to keep a little bit of a check. I think it's going to be Claire Crabtree. Come on, Claire. You've been a revelation this season, been improving all the way through the WOW DCGs, and I think Claire Crabtree just starting to feel the pressure. Great to have Claire on the ride with us once again. Now just running up, Fiona Booker tucked in here. Is it going to be more? This is where we go into the climb proper very shortly. You can see the gaps are starting to open. We're starting to lose riders one by one. Emma Gilbert right in the mix tonight. Great to see Emma, a rider who has really improved every single week on the DCG and the WOW DCG. Great to see Emma tucked in here, riding on that green Tron bike in that blue kit with green and blue dots on the back there. Just comes in and through, and Emma Gilbert at the moment moving up towards the front of this group, going to lead them round this turn. Looks like the Movistar cap on there. Angela Webster, is it going to be Angela Webster's week today? Absolutely motoring on a really nice disc combo in there. It is a really interesting choice on this course. The lighter, more climbing style wheels accelerate faster, but there's a lot of flat, and that run to the line is incredibly quick. Probably the ultimate setup could well be the one being used by Joe Blackman. So Annika's blown. Got to try and finish Annika. We will be watching. We will be encouraging. We will be supporting. You're pretty much halfway up the climb. You've got loads of time. Don't rush. Yeah, just get that right in. Enjoy the run in. There are people being distanced all over the place. You're not alone out there. Joe Blackburn getting the encouragement coming in as well, which is what we want to see on the way around our yellow beacon. And he put under the pressure to type as well as ride. So as we make our way and up here, we're just watching Tracy Seeley on the course at the moment. Continue to squeeze on. Seeley with a good setup on the bike, on for an aero setup, but with slightly lighter wheels than the disc rear. Just comes up over the top at the moment. This group pretty much all together working very, very well at the moment. This group looking like the mean business. The question is, are we going to see an attack on the climb, or are we just going to see a bunch sprint in to the finish? A long way to the top yet for the riders at full bore. So in past the dinosaurs we go. We're going to be heading up in to the next sections of the climb. A couple of hairpin turns. The hairpin's a good place to put kick in. Great to see that Chloe Lace and Pip Mon running well together. Two regulars, Pip in on the gang slightly longer. Pip another of our beacons all the way through. Becky Porter-James with Sandra McKay. Find a group, find a rider, jump in there. Adele Sister at the moment in front of Esther DeLange. DeLange was looking so strong early in that ride. And then it looks like we've got Kathleen Schroeder. So Schroeder, Miss Cookie and Joe Lee in here. And I think Reb Beacon is in here. Miss Cookie said, sorry, having to go, having my hair done. No worries, because I have Miss Cookie on here. Don't forget, Miss Cookie is our Red Beacon. Next week, we will be in with Miss Cookie. In fact, Miss Cookie has got a long mop hairdo just to prove that she's going to go get her hair done on the way through. So, Annika in the company of our Red Beacon. Enjoy getting your hair cut. I don't know now. Pressure is on. Here we go. Looks like Joe Munden winding it up here with Blackman now. So this leading group starting to get strung out here as we run through. Looks like Clark is at the back here. So Julie Clark tucked on the back. Come on, guys, squeeze on. We're starting to get in. You can see the pillars are up in front. This is where it's going to count. So Joe currently in that danger zone. Keep pushing, guys. This is where it's going to matter. Looks like Fiona Booker's got sore legs after the podium at the weekend. Rumours are if Joe was more organised with her teammate, they might have won the race. Whether or not that's true is totally up for speculation. Not by me. I think great performance just to complete the 6 hours. Never mind the fact you were on the podium and got a great race in there. Vicky Jones just took it onto the wheel here of Foxy. Vicky, another of our regulars on the WOW DCG. Vicky, don't let that gap go. Really key here. Vicky doesn't let the gap disappear. So ZRL Ryder Jones here, another of our winners on the way up and through. So let's see, here we go. Looks like Webster in there. Nicholas Soden using that Ghost to try and make some ground on the way through. But at the moment, leading the group, leading the ride up here, Joe Blackburn and Toyota Creo's rider Joe Munden on the way up this climb. Making the way up towards the summit. They are leading this train of riders, and it looks to me like Laura Cheeseman is going to be the only rider to go with them, but behind are 4 riders. Now, this descent is very interesting as we run down a group. The more riders you have, the faster you will go on this descent. It is simple numbers. We've got a bit of a fracture here with a 2 and a 1. In terms of Blackburn and Munden, then a little bit of a gap to Cheeseman here. Maybe Laura's eyes needed a break after the team launch, going for the all black kit tonight. As Webster, Holly from Coalition, Tracy, Soden in here. Soden going to work when her teammate is up the road. I think I'll be bringing that back together with Cheeseman as they come over the top. You can see that gap on the road at the moment. We're just riding in with Tactic UK's women's race team rider Nicola Soden. Riders that need to squeeze, they need to push on this descent. There are 4 riders they have sandwiched in between Cheeseman, but this is key. So Soden now sat on the back of this group. The leading riders are Munden and Blackburn. This could be a very interesting rip into the finish. They are the 2 riders in front. They don't have the numerical advantage, but they do have the power advantage and the gap at the moment as they make their way down the descent. So here we go. Leaders Blackburn and Munden on the way down here. This is the run. The shout coming out from Cheeseman of help. Well, guess what? There's some help on its way. Here they come. They are right behind you. As the saying goes, don't look now. They're behind you. They are coming, and this will make 5 really strong riders chasing 2 in front. They will have that numerical advantage. Holly from Coalition, who we know has got a race legs in. Did we mention that Holly had won the ZRL by only a matter of nearly a minute on that last race coming in and through? So here we are, 5 riders chasing 2. Blackburn really winding it up on here. She can't afford to distance her companion, and the group is right behind. They're right in sight here. It is at 5 seconds. You can see where that yellow beacon is. Come on, Laura. Laura having to squeeze on here. This group needs to keep itself together so they have the draft advantage on the way through. So the key here is not ripping it to pieces. Celia the Terminator. We know that when the going gets tough, the Terminator keeps on going, but can't afford to break this group. They need to drag 5 riders together if they are going to pursue down these 2 in front. But I hope these 2 in front don't start working together, because that could be very dangerous. But this group of 5 riders here, our Tactic team riders, the pair at the back. We've got Coalition rider Holly, we've got Angela Webster, we've got Tracy Seeley the Terminator up in front, and this group needs to get together and get together fast. Even if it means putting the brakes on the front, guys, you've got to move fast. Now Foxy just with Vicky Jones here. They've got 4 seconds on Fiona Booker. Booker, really strong rider here. Come on, Fee, get yourself in with those 2 in front. Jones and Foxy, both very strong riders as well. That'll be really interesting now. Just keeping an eye on this. The Tactic riders look like they're being distanced here. If that's not desperation, I don't know what is. Putting in a power up of a steamroller on a flat tarmac road. It's not going to iron this out. And I think this is handing over the advantage here because Munden and Blackburn are on the way down. They're nearly at the base of the descent. They're heading into towards the mudflats fairly soon. Just go past the lodge here. And that gap has gone to 9 seconds. And one of the reasons for that is that they are dropping the riders. It is fracturing the riders. Cheeseman at 3 seconds. It's going to be another 4 seconds, so 7 seconds in total to Soden. Foxy, Booker, and Jones could get together here. Booker is not all that far behind, really putting in a big effort. You can see the riders in front. So can Booker get with Foxy and Jones? They have a chance then of closing down those riders in front. Looks like Julie Clark are just ahead of the duo of Lindsay Clark and Emma Gilbert. So this is going to be a really strong group of 3 great riders here. Looks like the only rider that's going to be Backhouse is now going to make a decision, go forwards or go back. It's only 5 seconds, only 5 seconds to the riders in front. It's a long way at the pace our riders are going tonight. The riders spread all the way out and over the course here as Blackburn and Munden are the fastest riders on the course at the moment. They are already coming down in towards those mudflats. We're in watching Joe Blackburn on this run in towards the mudflats, and this is where the chasing group will be able to see the beacon. Will the beacon be able to see the chasers? They certainly will. They are 1 bend behind on the road. If we drop in with the chasing group, you can see that yellow beacon in front of Angela Webster. So coming in, going to be taking that left-hand turn. So it is going to be Holly from Coalition, Tracy the Terminator, along with Angela Webster. They are the 3 riders left, chasing the 2 leaders, the Yellow Beacon group, which is going to be our Yellow Beacon, Joe Blackman and Joe Munden. Holly, Angela, and Tracy, the 3 chasers. They're in group number 2. Group, number 3 is going to be solo rider. That is Soden in with Cheeseman. So Cheeseman is 11 seconds behind, and then for 10 seconds back is Soden. Then it's going to be the Vicky Jones duo, who are still holding off the chasing Fiona Booker. We did say it is all about having numerical advantage on the way down. These 3 riders working well now. Emma Gilbert, Lindsay Clark, Julie Clark in here. Helen Backhouse having to work solos. You can see that group in front still having to keep that pressure high just to get in with the group. Crabtree at the moment just ahead of Lace Morn. Then it's Porter James. Looks like McKay going to be distanced even further back. Suster, it looks like Esther Lang. And then it's going to be Schroeder. The Yellow Beacon, that is Joe Lee with Annika. Come on, Annika, doing a great job. The top is just up this little climb. There's a few little bumps on the way down, but nothing drastic. This is really key here. Looks like Beat and Karen also on this final climb on the way up and through. But right down at the very front, you can see onto the flatlands coming past the pens already has gone our 2 leaders. Joe Blackburn and Joe Munden. Munden now needs to do the one thing that she can do to really put Blackburn off. Sit on that wheel and don't give her a turn. This is now Blackburn versus Munden. Joe versus Joe. 2 great riders, 2 great riders on the gang, 2 great riders in the rows and up the climbs. Let's see how they're going to go here. Blackburn continuing to push, though, and I think she's broken the elastic here. So Joe Blackburn squeezing hard. Joe Blackburn knows what effort she can do to the finish. She knows she can time trial to the finish. It looks like our Yellow Beacon is going to continue. We saw Sammy Stewart doing it at the start of the WOW DCG season. She was the beacon to beat, and she was unbeatable. As the Yellow Beacon, we had a long string of our beacons taking the win. Joe Blackburn has taken up that mantle. She's got the yellow jersey from where she's got those yellow socks on, and that Yellow Beacon over her head. And this is about carrying that pace all the way to the line. She's coming out of the course and onto the turn loop now. So this is the full turn loop, and now has 6 seconds on Joe Munden. Munden from the squad here, a national level medalist on the mountain bike, amongst other disciplines, but it looks at the moment like she is losing ground at the moment to Joe Blackburn. So Joe, with the gap, we're going to take a look back with our drone cam. You can see the figure behind, but this is the penultimate WOW DCG. There is only one more left when the riders hit the line this time, and that will be next week's Crit City Smash, and we are going to be there for the last DCG. Hope you're going to join us for that one. Will we see Joe Blackburn taking the win there? She's into her last 500 metres, and she's got an aero save for this. Are we going to see the fastest time out of Blackburn in here? Are we going to see a PR as she comes in to the line? Still looking smooth, 83 revs per minute from our fantastic yellow beacon. So here we go. Becky Potter-James, Joe is the Matthew Vanderpool. The DCG just rides everybody off the wheels. Well, is certainly the case here today. What a ride by Joe Blackburn. Joe absolutely nailing this and taking the win of the penultimate WOW DCG on the Donny Chaingang. It is Joe Blackburn who takes it away. She comes in and through the line there. The fastest time on that sprint as well, with a 41.47. Right behind, coming in over the line, it is the amazing Joe Munden. Joe putting in a great race, staying with Joe Blackburn. Great ride by Joe Munden of the Turto Cryo squad. And this is the run for the line. Now, look at this. Seeley's dropped a burrito here. Mean. That is harsh. So Seeley, who knows this finish inside out, trying to take out Holly from Coalition. It's a good scalp to take the winner of the ZRL coming in and through, but it is going to be Tracy Seeley who takes it. Then it's Holly from Coalition and Angela Webster. They are the 1, 2, 3, and they are quite literally 1, 2, 3 as they go over the line. Next up, it is due to be either Laura Cheeseman or Foxy. Foxy is winding this up at the moment. Who's going to take this out? It is going to be Foxy who's going to take it over the line from Laura Cheeseman from the Tactic Race team behind. Vicky Jones comes through once again. Then it's Fiona Booker with a monster of a sprint as she goes in and through. Then it is going to be Nicola Soden. So Cheeseman in. Soden's going to be the second of the Tactic UK squad coming in. She comes in ahead of this trio, in fact, quartet of riders now. Who's going to take this out? Julie Clark has gone for the early kick. It does usually work on here. Let's see how she's going to go. This is the push for the line at the moment, and I think Julie is going to take this. Here we go, in and over the line. So here we go. It is Julie Clark coming in through. Then it's Emma Gilbert immediately behind. Then it's going to be Lindsay Clark and then Helen Backhouse. Great riding, guys. Fantastic stuff. Keep those legs spinning. Get that lactic acid out of your system as we drop back to our next rider. This is going to be Claire Crabtree, who has at the moment 36 seconds on Pip Morn and Chloe Lace. So I'm loving the shout out from Holly from Coalition. As she went over the line, she didn't breathe, she didn't do anything. She said to her teammate, Annika, keep on going. Fantastic. That is what we want to see on the Chaingang. Now, into that last 500 metres comes Claire Crabtree from the STP Collective. And Claire due to be our next rider in underneath the rock arch. That is the finish of the WOW DCG today. Remember, we will be back at next time. Now, Tracy, I've never dug that deep. Really scares the heck out of me. No, dig deep, dig deep. Fantastic. Foxy happy with 6 with a swollen ankle. It could be an anklet. Have you got a swollen anklet? It's a condition I've never heard of. Holly had nothing, couldn't get her. Exactly. Such a tough course. Now, next rider coming in, it's going to be Claire Crabtree. Well done to Claire. Going to be our next rider coming through. A 50.54 was her preceding time. Is it going to be better? It is. Better time. 48.87 on that final run in and through the line behind. Pip Morn leading out and opening up the gang. it is a course that takes people apart on the way through. I have to say, very rare anybody's got anything left at the end. If you do, you've ridden a very, very smart race, smart ride when you come in now. Next in is going to be Pip Moore. There are amazing riders here today, and Pip is going to be our next rider in to the line. Chloe Lace chasing, but it's going to be Pip who's going to take this. Pip, one of our fantastic volunteers, who's taking on beacon duties this time around. So great riding by Pip. Next over the line is going to be Chloe Lace. Another great ride by Chloe as she comes in over the line. And I think our next rider is already heading into the final 500 metres or so. And that is going to be Becky Porter-James. So Becky on her way through. I had the pleasure of meeting Becky at the Lincoln Grand Prix last year. And can confirm, sadly, I'm not going to be at the Lincoln Grand Prix this year. The date unfortunately clashing. So not going to be at the Lincoln Grand Prix this year. Unfortunately not going to be around for that one. So my apologies to anybody who's hoping to bump into me and we get me to buy them a coffee, ice cream or similar. If I owe you an ice cream, you'll have to collect it another time. So Becky Porter-James on the way in. Becky, of course, completing the sportive ride there, doing another great chase here. Going to be good ride by Becky Porter-James. Good, great ride. So Annika, you can have your full name at the finish if you tell me your full name. It is not a problem. But if all you have on your profile says Annika Coalition, I can't read it anywhere. We don't get to see. So Annika, you need to pronounce it. Send it in. Annika Suzanne Corbin van Willensvaart. Oh, that is a mouthful and a half. That's not just first name and surname. Flipping heck. Right. Might go practice that. See you in about 5 minutes. Next rider in is going to be Sandra McKay from the Amazing Tactic team. Great to see all the banter regarding the jerseys and the reels. Keep them going on the way through. So the next rider in will be Sandra. Watch out for that Tactic team. They've been out and racing on the road. Team kit launched. Some great pictures out there as well. And great to see the team in and through. So great riding by Sandra. I'm loving the fact that I'm getting bullied into saying the full name by everybody out there, including Jolie. Fantastic. Love it. So, Sandra McKay, our next rider in through. The Tactic team doing a great job here today. Next rider in and through the line is Adele Suster. Suster finishing as she comes in through that line. Another great rider, another rider who's improving time and time again. Great riding by Adela as we drop back to our next finish. This is going to be Esther DeLang. So Esther DeLang coming over and riding. And great to see Esther join us here from the Netherlands. Another Netherlands rider coming in through. Well done, Esther. It's coming through in 21st place. And then we get a little bit of a gap back, I think, to Kathleen, who's in the Badlands, as is Joanne Lee, just past the pens with Annika. I think Beat and Karen just on the Titans Grove sections. So going to drop down to see who's going to be our next rider. It should be Kathleen, who's on her way in. So Kathleen making her way in. We're just going to keep an eye on Kathleen whilst we run through some of our housekeeping that we need to do. So don't forget, all of this, the show, the Chaingang, the WOW DCG, the DCG, the Facebook pages are only possible because we can devote bucket loads of time. This is something very rude. Bucket loads of time to it. It's that straightforward. We can only do that if you help us. And it really is that simple. And the members of the DCG gang and anyone who donates does that. They keep the show on the road. They allow Russ to be on that bike to put the time devising the routes. Emma to sort out the time here for full speed events for the routes, to support people, to message, to do the catching up with people, making sure that we can help you be the best rider you can be. We just want to get bums on seats and have people having a great time, and hopefully that's what you've had watching or riding here today. And it is only possible because people donate to the gang. So please do if you can. It really is appreciated. There's a lot of costs that we pay year in, year out. Even though we do stop for the summer, we have to pay those costs through the year. It's way over and above what we use for a lot of the commentary. So a massive thank you to everyone who donates. Say thank you, even more than me just saying thank you on air or in real life. We give you loads of giveaways and lots of great goodies. So, for example, 1080. Gave away 3 custom pairs of Oakleys. At Christmas, we've had the team at OTE giving away so many. I've lost count. I think it was 15 packs at the start of the season of OTE goodies. We've got a gritty £250 worth of gritty kit going out to riders. A year's supply of chamois cream being given to one of the members by Veloskin Halo. £250 worth of kit in Halo equipment going out there. Continental, pre-launch, we gave away 5 pairs. So that is essentially the best part of £1,000 of tyres with some bidons, some bottles and some caps going out. Over £1,000 worth of kit going out to riders on the DCG gang, the people who donate. And of course it's Nonnas, so we've got 5 lots of £50 vouchers going out, and of course Nonnas with the discounts, which is what most of those companies also do. Now, next rider coming in to the finish is going to be Kathleen. It's going to be Kathleen Schroeder, who's going to be our next finisher here today. Well done, Kathleen. Great riding, stayed in that pack for a long time and did a great ride. Joe Lee going to be our next finisher, comes in and through on that Pinarello. Thank you very much, Joe. Don't forget, of course, Joe, one of the key supporters of New York races. I'm looking forward to seeing Joe down there, if not before. Now, our next rider on the way into the line is the absolute living legend that is Annika Suzanne Corbin van Villensvaart. The next rider to finish in 24th position here on the WOW DCG. Congratulations to Annika. And Annika, we hope to see you next week on the WOW DCG. Hopefully, I got my pronunciation correct as well. So that's all of our riders that stayed with the Beacon, who is in and through. Fantastic riding, guys. We have 2 riders out on the road. So we are going to let them get themselves in and through the line. And we're going to say keep on riding, keep pushing, and make sure you come back next week. So great riding here today by Beat Esperanza, and as well by Karen Tornquist. So Karen on her way down the descent. And don't forget, make sure you keep those legs spinning all the way in and through. So as the riders make the way through to the finish, we're going to watch Jolie, one of our fantastic beacons, just make a way in towards the end of the ride. And it just remains for me to say thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, we're back tomorrow. It is the Donny Chaingang. We are in Scotland once again, a very tough route, one of the toughest routes. If you thought the City and Sker route was hard, it's going to be another tough one in Scotland, but it ain't easy. It's the Donny Chaingang. So remember, join us tomorrow for the Open Chaingang, open to all riders. We'll be back on Tuesday as well with that. Don't forget, you can catch up with myself and with Emma. We are going to be putting words to the Action Cycling Esports coming up over the weekend. Really looking forward to that, because we have got a fantastic set of races coming up. If you want details of that, we're not going to plug it here on this platform. You can find it at Full Speed Events, and you'll find the links from there and all the social media. You can follow Emma, it's at Biking Emma. Follow Russ, it's at Fonzie Downing and at Downing Cycling. Don't forget, of course, Russ with the Pro Espresso and the Bike Flex brands out there as well. Don't forget, of course, whilst you're online, to follow all the guys up there. They're the guys who support the members of the DCG gang. And next week we will, of course, be having our draws for the Nonnas giveaway. And don't forget, whilst you're on there, maybe give me a follow. It's Matt Fix the Pain. And from me, Matt, it's been an absolute pleasure putting words to the action. Stay safe. Enjoy your bike riding. We are going to go get ready for a bike ride tomorrow, in fact. So stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.